My name is Erica Trivio, and today I'm going to be discussing speech on procrastination. So, have you heard of this or heard of these sayings, whether from a friend of yours or even yourself? Hmm, maybe later. I don't really feel like doing it. What's the rush? I still have so much time. Or my personal favorite, wait, that was due today? So, every day, students around the world face a life crippling epidemic. Not only does it eat away their productivity, but it also causes the ability to not live life to the fullest. An online newspaper article from The Garden states that around 70% of students exhibit this behavior, and that's procrastination. So, procrastination. The Oscar Dictionary states that procrastination is the action of delaying or postponing something. So we know procrastination, we know what it is, and we know that everyone has procrastinated at least one time in their life. As college students, procrastination can be detrimental to our educational careers. As an active procrastinator myself, sadly, I have experienced and witnessed the negative effects of how procrastination has been on my life. In addition to these personal experiences, I have done extensive research on this topic and I'm eager to share with you all. After listening to this speech, you will gain a little more understanding on the value of time, become more familiar with time management skills, and hopefully be able to implement these in your everyday lives. So first, I'm going to go ahead and talk about some problems and some causes, and eventually post some solutions to this. So the first thing we're going to talk about are the problems. So we know people procrastinate, but more specifically, what is the reason why people procrastinate? Well, people tend to view things in the future as less important or less rational. So the fact of getting a reward if you do something early or doing something later, it doesn't feel painful, right? So if we think about it, if I have a project due in 2 weeks, I'm not going to work on it right away because I know that I have other homework that's due tomorrow. I have an appointment and so forth, just making excuses basically. So a lot of us think this way and then we focus on that mentality of thinking. So this delayment of our progress is always done because of this. A psychology professor at the University of Chicago, his name is Joseph Ferrari, he has announced that 70% of college students procrastinate. So even though procrastination is common, it can also be detrimental. As I was doing research through a study guide, I found out the later that the assignment is due, the longer it will take for the student to do that assignment. So again, for example, if the assignment is due in a month, I may do it the night before. And if it's due in a week or so, I would get on it right away. Another problem of procrastination is that it can ruin your success in both your educational career and your business career. Thrive Global, which is a business advice column, claims that procrastination is also self-sabotage. So when we when we put something in delay or we're putting something off on hold, we're going to be causing our assignments to lack the effort and the quality of doing it ahead of time. So this is another result of claiming procrastination is time management. So now we're going to go ahead and talk about the causes of procrastination. So we know that, why people procrastinate. So the first reason is that people tend to not really know the value of time, right? People say like, well, I'm young, I have forever, there's no problem, there's no need to worry, I have a lot of time left, it's not going to affect me right now, I'm not going to feel it right at this moment. So I know we think this way, and usually when I think this way, I found a quote that's kind of helped me, which is a quote by William Penn, and he says, "Time is what we want the most, but what we use the worst." Another problem of procrastination is the lack of importance of development. A lot of times we don't have these skills. We're given homework, we're given assignments, but never told, okay, do it in this matter, do it in this fashion, do it A, B, and C, do it this time management skill. We're just given the work and expected to do it. So this is another problem that we face. So next we're going to talk about are some solutions. So a solution that we can do is become more time conscious. And of course, I know this can be hard at times, but a lot of us face poor time management skills. I think a lot of us face this because we don't really understand that time is going, that time is passing. So a solution to this is the Eisenhower matrix chart. So essentially what this is, it has 4 categories: important, not important, urgent, and not urgent. So in quadrant 1, which is important and not urgent, quadrant 2 defines not urgent, important, quadrant 3 defines not important and urgent, and quadrant 4 defines not urgent and not important. So you're probably thinking, what's the difference between urgent and important? So urgent is it needs to be done right now. You have to do it, you got to get on it. It needs to be done today. And important means that it has value to it. It has to get done, but it doesn't have to be done right at the moment. So essentially through this Eisenhower matrix chart, if it's urgent and important, then you do it right away. But if it's not urgent, but very important, then you go ahead and plan ahead for it. But you're not going to be doing it right now. It's just you're summarizing, you're going to be plotting. And if it's urgent, but it's not important, you can either go ahead and delegate it. So for later, you can delegate it for a later time and do it. And the last one, if it's not urgent, not important, you have to eliminate it. Just cut it cross boards. You don't need to do it. A lot of times procrastination is also based on wanting to do different things. So if it's not urgent and it's not important, but we still want to do it, well, that's some things that we have to eliminate and focus on, and we don't need to focus on at the moment. So this is something that is a solution to us to value our time, but we can also manage it with this chart. Another solution is to become more accountable for our time. This means essentially we need to have better listening skills to become more accountable and to recall what truly is important at the time. And this can be a solution. You can have planners, you can have charts, you can make graphs or whatever it is, or you can also have someone as your family member or your significant other be accountable, and they can help you go through this process. This allows you to implement better time management skills. So in conclusion, today we talked about the problems that are faced with people who procrastinate. We talked about some causes as to why, and lastly, talked about some solutions we can do to eliminate. I want to say at this very moment, time is ticking away and time does fly. The value of time is immeasurable. So instead of just wasting your time procrastinating, choose to be accountable and use your time wisely. Thank you.